So tonight I'm going to review The Split by Sharon Bolton, which came out in the last few years, and it's a book about a husband and wife. The wife is on the run away from her husband, and her husband is trying to find her, and set in like the Arctic region, the Arctic wilderness and all that. So it's very cold and it's very atmospheric and stuff like that, and it also goes back to another setting, like in a more suburban type environment, and then back again to the Arctic region. So it circles back the book on itself, and there's three perspectives you get in this book. Well, no, four perspectives actually. You get the husband, the wife, someone called Bamber, and then you get I think his name was, what was his name? You get Shane as well, and you get uh, another guy's perspective who is the psychiatrist of the wife, um, and you get to see it's a bit like psychological and all, so it's like a thriller, but it's also, you can also classify it as a psychological thriller. So if you're into any of that, like where the husband is trying to chase after the wife, you get bits about that in there, but it also is a psychological thriller. So if you're interested in that side of it, there's also that. This is my first Sharon Bolton book, but you get like authors like Lee Child and all, who is a well-known author, like giving praise to Sharon Bolton and all. So um, and it was well reviewed. That's just why I picked it up, because I saw it online and saw that it was well reviewed and all. But I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it at first, because I thought it was like a bit like slow or hard to get into. But once like I got into it properly, it became very good. And there's a couple twists in the book, like the split refers to the split between the husband and wife, but it also has another meaning which you find out later on in the book, which is very interesting and plays into the psychological elements of the book. Um, and obviously Sharon Bolton like knows what she's talking about in this book. You can tell, because it does go into a bit of detail of like hypnotherapy and just therapy in general, and how it affects the mind, and different disorders people have, like mental disorders and different things. Just, and if you like the setting of the Arctic polar regions and stuff like that, then you will probably like this book. You also get a mix of that in here, and yeah, it was just a good read. And the shock of the twist at the end, is very good, because it was very unexpected. Some twists are more predictable in books, but this one wasn't. Even though it's to do, you can, if you look at the title, then it becomes, after you find out the twist, it becomes obvious that that's what it was referring to and all this. But you don't get many, you don't suspect it like throughout the book. Once it's revealed, it's kind of a shock, and it gives you a whole new perspective on the book and the characters and everything like that. So yeah, I would recommend getting this book. So yeah, if I got it online, just I saw it, I just like looked up books or something, and then this one was one of the first ones to come up. So it is well rated and all as well. So yeah, I would recommend getting it. So that's The Split by Sharon Bolton. I think it came out in 2019. I think maybe 2020. Um, I'm not sure, but it's very recent anyway. And yeah, it's one that is has been given praise by a good few other authors and all as well. So you can see that on the back and in the inside, first few pages. Um, People saying it's their favourite Sharon Bolton book, and this is only my first one of hers, so I will have to read more of hers, because I was quite interested in the plot and the whole psychological elements of it. So if you're into any of that, I recommend picking either this one up or just any of her books, probably just to see what it's like. And I have to do that as well. After reading this one, I have to find out more of her repertoire and all. So yeah, I would recommend picking it up.